Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of tonight's doubleheader of Rocket League here on the SAGU Sports Network. This game we're joined by Gravy. Welcome to the match, Gravy.
Well,
it says Zach Wilkie on the screen, but we all know you are the Gravy we know and love.
Well, you know Zach Wilkie's a better name than what mine is.
It is. Well, anyway, hey, Gravy, he plays on our SAGU Purple team. They're going to be playing tomorrow night. In round number 2. This is round number 2 for SAGU Gold against Lethbridge Kodiaks. And one of the cool things about esports is you just use the internet to play another school. You don't have to travel. And that means we're playing a team in Canada. Yes, Lethbridge. They go by the Kodiaks, and they are about an hour north of Montana, just above the border. And it's going to be a very interesting game because I don't know that we've played a Canadian team yet, but they're pretty good. Second ranked team in the division.
Yeah, you know they're number 2 for a reason. 5-2, or sorry, that's a different. They're 6-2
now.
Yeah, 6-2. So it's 5-2 is the team we play tomorrow. So yeah 6-2. You know they're 6-2 for a reason. I believe one of their only losses is against the only 8-0 team in the league. Maybe even. I don't think both would be, but you know, yeah. But yeah, they're 6-2 for a reason. They're number 2, and this would be a huge upset for SAGU Gold. I think they can do it. I think this can be a really good game.
Now SAGU, they're coming off their own upset against Averett just a few, like an hour ago, really, just a few moments ago. So they have all the momentum. Kodiaks, they did not have to play in round number 1. Yeah. So they're coming into this one cold. Yeah. No pun intended, being Canada. Whereas the Lions, they were red hot in that game. 5 games, they won 4. And the final game was a 2-1 win, but game 4, convincing 6-1 win. That team has really come together this year.
Yeah, and you know, like, having that first game can be good or bad, and you know we have yet to see what effect that will have on SAGU Gold. But you know, like, it could either have the effect of going into this game with all the momentum because you just got this big win, you were the underdog, you know, and that could really serve as a good thing for SAGU Gold, or you know maybe they run into some fatigue earlier. We don't know the Kodiak situation, or you know like how good they are with longevity, fatigue, you know, or if they're just ready to go, if they're fresh or cold. You know, it's like one of those two, and we have no clue until we get to see it.
Now for SAGU, let's talk through a couple of the players here. Maxtillion absolutely stood out in the first game tonight here, which SAGU, they were seeded number 18th. They beat the number 15 seed. Both teams 4-4, so you know it's just seeding. But hey, it's still an upset. We'll count it as one. And then you've got Jay Hector. He has really come along well this season. Plays very well with Maxtillion. Definitely some chemistry between those two. And that's not to take anything away from Juan Wick. Wick, we were talking about him in the first game. He flies around the field. He does things that just makes the other team uncomfortable. And the Lions so far, SAGU Gold, they've found a way to just capitalize on that.
Yeah, and you know, Maxtillion, he's such a baller. You know, such a baller. He's crazy good. Jay Hector, he's so offensive. You know, I love to watch him play and how aggressive he gets. He's great at putting on shots. And if he's not scoring, that's okay, because a lot of times missed shots in Rocket League turn into a pass. And so your opponent or your teammate can come up and just put it in the goal. And then Zai or Juan Wick, solid third man, solid guy to stay back, get the ball back up there, and every once in a while he gets his own offensive plays.
We get started right here in round number 2 of the ECAC playoffs. You're watching Rocket League. Rocket League, it's soccer with cars. These cars drive around the field. Their goal is to get the ball in the net, and the Muffin Man almost takes it to Drury Lane, but it's going to remain 0-0 here in the early going. Maxtillion, he's going to put one off the backboard. That's that wall all around the net, the goal, if you will. As right now, a save by the Kodiaks. And, you know, SAGU, they are the underdogs here. You know, this is the number 2 seed. They're the number 18 seed. But we saw they are playing some of the best Rocket League they've played all year coming into this game. And so far, looking not too bad.
Yeah, they're keeping good offensive play here. You know, keeping the ball on the other side of the field. Even if the hit doesn't turn into a shot, they're keeping it there.
Open net, but Jay Hector not able to capitalize. Maxtillion I think he was out of boost. He'd love to have that one back, as they're getting some chances in the early going. Maxtillion trying to get something going. What would you call the name of this player here on the Kodiaks? ID something. As Juan Wicks, we just talked about him. Look at that. He comes in right when you least expect him and capitalizes on a very poor play on a catch, and that's going to go top left corner. Can't play that any better.
Just like I said, you know, he played back. He sent the ball back up being that third man, but he was ready to go on offense when they needed him to be there.
Now for this Kodiaks team, keep an eye on Zilver. Zilver is ranked at Champ 1. That's very high for this division. Mactillion would be an equal for, say, SAGU. And then also for the Kodiaks, that IKY, I'm just going to call him well, that's going to be confusing. I don't know. He is also a Champ 1. So very good. It kind of makes sense. Two very high-level players on a team ranked number 2 in the division.
Yeah, we see that a lot in this division, you know, like low champ players, you know, or top diamond players, and that's typically the teams that are in the playoffs right now.
That's right here we have some pressure from SAGU. Jay Hector going up. Probably not the touch he wanted right there, but gets the bump. Mactillion follows up. Here comes Juan Wick, centers it up, but Zilver's going to safely take this away. Mactillion keeping the pressure on the offensive side of the ball for them. Easy clear for IKY, and midway through, SAGU 1-0 lead. They're taking that momentum here into this next game as that one almost drops in the goal, and Flying Zilver does not capitalize, and SAGU somehow has the lead still. IKY going off the corner. These corners, man, they are not tight quarters. They're very wide open, and it's very tricky to read the ball when they're bouncing high off of the wall in the corner, because it's just not, it's very unpredictable. Here comes Flying Zilver. He's going to try to get a double tap off the back wall, and the Muffin Man not able to put it in the net. Jay Hector's going to clear this out, and SAGU once again escaping disaster. What do you see out of these SAGU Lions? How are they able to do this over and over again in this game?
Well, they're taking advantage of some missed shots by the Kodiaks here. Oh, and that shot goes on, but it's saved.
Says, nah, you were keeping that out of the net, as Jay Hector almost owned goals. And how are they doing this?
Yeah, it's you know, take what you can get, and so far the crossbars, the uprights is just on their side right now, and SAGU is okay with it. You know, if you can keep the ball in the net in whatever way, then that's just fine.
Juan Wick with the soft pass, almost able to result in the goal for the Lions as it stands right now. Dangerous position here for the Lions, and unfortunately not able to save it, and we have a tie game. 50 seconds left on the clock. How about Flying Zilver right there, just working, being patient, and just capitalizing when the moment arises.
I'm sure they're happy to finally see one go in after all the open nets not turn into a goal.
Yeah, you know they like to start this series with a quick victory, but right now it goes with the back pass to Zilver. Looks like Mactillion able to pop it up, and a miss. Here comes Juan Wick, keeps it in the air. No team really having control of the ball here at midfield. Juan Wick's got to get back. Rotation, the ball's in a dangerous spot, but I think that was Mactillion able to just clear it. It's 1-1. If we go to, now this is a 5-minute game. If we go to overtime, it's a golden goal. It's sudden death. First goal wins. So we're basically at that right now. Here comes the Muffin Man. Can he convert? He cannot.
What a clear by Mac.
Right. So the clock is at 0. As long as it stays off the ground, we keep playing. Unfortunately for both teams, fortunately for us as the viewer, we're going to get some extra bonus Rocket League here in Game 1, as SAGU was holding their own against the number 2 seeded Kodiaks. Hector a little low on boost. He's going to rotate back, let Juan Wick get a touch on this. Wanwick able to make him miss.
Oh,
Makes a second man miss.
What
Dunks,
a 50!
Wins a 50. And
Oh!
he almost puts it away. Jay Hector off the back wall. He's looking for Mac Tillian. Wanwick's got to be able to make the save here, and he does. Muffin Man will collect, and so far so good for the Lions in overtime.
So far, I'm seeing really good patience by Wanwick when he's back on the defense. You know, no temptation to come up when he shouldn't. He waits for his teammates, and it's just right timing.
Yeah, Wanwick definitely defensive MVP at the moment. Jay Hector hoping to clear someone out of the way. You know, you can demo in this game. You drive full speed in another car, they are taken off the pitch. And for 2-3 seconds, and that could be all you need to set up your team for a goal. Here come the Kodiaks. Jay Hector's not going to get the clear he wants. It's going to go towards the net, top right, and he misses. Here comes Mac Tillian going for that 50. Both players going for it. Is SAGU able to avoid some catastrophe? A game of patience being played right here by both teams as we're 90 seconds into overtime, and it still feels like a very even game.
Yes, this one can go literally either way. As we've seen just through it, only 2 total goals scored in 6.5 minutes of playtime is absolutely insane in the game of Rocket League.
Flying Silver is going to get one, floats, but Wanwick, who else there? Clean up the mess. Mac Tillian's going to miss it. Jay Hector's going to miss it. And SAGU, once again, they are magically able to, they're just so creative, I guess, on defense. They just find a way to make it happen and just keep the Kodiaks from scoring. A good opportunity here, and SAGU once again they find a way to keep
what a
the
team
ball
clear there
out of the net. As this is going to get sent downfield by Wanwick. IKY. He's going to try to take a shot on net. He's going to miss. That's going to go off the backboard. Bad position for the Lions, and Flying Silver is going to put it in. 2.5 minutes. We played a half game in overtime.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's just I feel like SAGU Gold just found themselves in too many weird positions. In Rocket League, it's so hard when you get out of position. It's so hard to get back into position, you know, and you get caught up, especially the other team's taking control. And you know they kind of got bailed out a few times there. But I would love to see some more organization on defense and just knowing who's going to go and knowing where your teammates are.
Now we said Wanwick with the defensive MVP so far, but how about Mac Tillian with 5 saves?
Oh, yeah.
I think he'd like to have a little word.
Oh, yeah. Mac, he is so good at just being there at the right time. You know, I really feel like he is the rock to this team. Nothing against the other 2 players. They're both great. But I really feel like Mac's the rock to this team. He knows where he needs to be. He knows where his teammates need him to be.
Yeah, they need him to step up for sure in this one. As we're going to look at some of the replays here from the first game, Wanwick with that great touch to the top left corner. And this one, the ball just kind of floats around, and Flying Silver able to he just follows. He just finds a way to be in a good position and really helps. And here's IKY. He gets the touch there. Muffin Man, he makes that pass off the backboard, sets the whole play up to Silver. And you know, we can see why this is the number 2 seeded team in the division. They have really good chemistry, but some kudos to the Lions of SAGU.
Yeah.
They 15 shots on goal, and they only gave up 2.
Yeah.
So this bodes well for them heading into game number 2. It's a 7-game series. You need 4 to win to advance to the quarterfinals. SAGU, huge underdogs, but so far playing with a lot of heart, and so far it's only 1 game. They win this one, we're back tied up.
Yeah, in a best-of-7 series, you never know what's going to happen. You know, we have seen reverse sweeps for one of our SAGU teams this year, and so you know anything's possible. A sweep, a reverse sweep, whatever combination of games in those 7.
So I was going to say, just for those who are unfamiliar, a sweep is you win 4 games in a row. Reverse sweep is when you lose 3, and then you have to win 4 games in a row when you do. So very rare to see a reverse sweep. You have to. It's a mental game. I mean,
especially in a best-of-7.
Yeah,
reverse sweeps aren't too odd in best-of-5 games, but best-of-7, it's crazy to get.
Very difficult to do. Happens. It takes a team that really trusts and believes each other at their darkest moment. As Muffin Man's going to do another bounce pass off the backboard, and that's going to result in a goal again for the Kodiaks.
Yeah, and it's just the typical play we see here. Just nobody's in net or patient in net, and that causes the Kodiaks to be able to just bounce that ball off the wall to the middle and have a teammate there.
Now Mactillion was kind of in front of the net, but these Kodiaks are good.
Yeah.
They are going to find the open part of the net, so you have to really work together as a team, right?
Yeah.
And just make sure you're covering as much space as you can. As so far, SAGU, they would like to get an early goal here in the game and not have to, you really don't want to score.
Yeah.
Have to go to late in the game with 60 seconds and you're starting to get in desperation. So see if they
and
do
don't
something.
And we have to remember not to let this label of like Diamond 3s, Champ 1s like cause some type of assumption on their ability, because this is still top 10-15% of players. They can put the ball where they want to put it, and if there's somebody on one side of the net, they're going to put it on the other side.
Yeah, in Rocket League, on the control side for the players, this is one very unique aspect of the game, as Flying Silver is showing why he is one of the best in the division right here. He's going to take this. Look at this pass right here, just to the middle, right to his teammate, to the one spot SAGU is unable to defend.
Yeah, that's where you just got to be able to, get those 50s there and help your teammates out.
And so far, SAGU, they're in a bit of a hole here against. They are certainly the underdogs, but they have got to find a way to make something happen here in Game 2 and hopefully recapture some of that momentum from their win earlier tonight against Averett.
Oh yeah, I think we saw it at the beginning of Game 1. But like you said, recaptured. I would love to see it come back right now.
Mac makes a nice touch right here to get the ball in the air. He's going to see if he can do something. He kind of gets ahead of the ball, and that's going to be a clear for the Kodiaks. Now, in the game of Rocket League, you were mentioning, say, Champ and Diamond. There's a ranking system. You play online, you win, you move up, you lose, you go down. And this Kodiaks team has a couple of players ranked at champion. As Wick had an opportunity right there at an open net, he wants that one back.
Oh yeah, it's so easy to get impatient there with the net just wide open in front of you and slow it down. It's better for someone to get in the way than for you to put the ball off.
It was right there, another slow pass to the middle. No one there coming down Broadway to punch it in. As SAGU, that was definitely an opportunity coaches are going to look back on and say, hey, you got to put that one in. But there's still plenty of time. We saw earlier tonight, there's Jay Hector. He beat me to it. Earlier tonight, they were down 2-0, and they needed a goal. And I said, it'd be better to get one before the 1 minute mark. And they went and got one. And Jay Hector here, he puts one in.
I've seen teams come back from down 3-0, down 4-0 in less time than this. So this is still anybody's game.
Yeah, plenty of time here. It's Jay Hector. Is he heating up? He just made a great touch. He makes a great pass, and that almost goes in. SAGU committed. It's a 1v2 right now. Mactillion trying to protect that net, and he's able to, unconventional, but he's able to keep that ball somehow.
With a little help by the teammates.
Up ahead to Jay Hector. Oh, he barely missed it. Wick's going to go off the sidewall here, and that's going to end up just being a pass to Silver. We may start seeing here the Kodiaks. They might start to just run the clock out, just make long passes, not necessarily trying to score. They almost score there. Wick says, no, sir, not right now. This one's going to go downfield. If Mactillion has some boost, it's a chance for him.
1v2.
IKY comes in to put an end to that.
I would be brave enough to say that Mactillion is one of the best 1v1 players we have at this school. And so if you can get the ball up to him with two of their guys overcommitted, I feel like that's an amazing situation for SAGU Gold to be in right now.
Well, he might have to 1v1 here as it is 30 seconds left. Lions have to find one goal to avoid going down 2-0 in a best of 7. Momentum. Be great to have that heading into Game 3 as IKY makes a fantastic shot off the bounce. That's going to be a tough hole for SAGU to get out of now.
Oh, yeah, that's almost like a security cushion there for the Kodiaks now. And I would love to see SAGU try to make something out of it, but it's a tough situation. We're going to see what happens.
Now, we have seen teams down 2 goals. They have come back in as little as 10 seconds, but typically they have possession by this point on the clock right now. It looks like Kodiaks still maintaining all the possession, and in a game like Rocket League, you have to have possession and control of the ball. Kodiaks do a good job of keeping it, and he's just going to send that down to the ground. And Kodiaks, 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and you know, like you were just saying, possession. I feel like Kodiaks really had possession a lot of that game.
Yeah.
I would love
9 shots to 5, so they're definitely putting the pressure on the Lions.
And the shots, the shot stat I think accurately shows possession and who had more possession. A lot of people like to look at shot or goals to shot ratio, but I actually love to look at the shot stat. I feel like if you get a lot of shots, whether they go in or not, then it shows you had a lot of possession, because the game will read things that was not a shot you meant as a pass or just intentionally off the backboard. The game will read it as a shot, but it shows that you've had that possession. You've been keeping that pressure. It's definitely an uncomfortable situation when you're in the net and the ball's getting shot on your backboard, even if it's not in the net.
Yeah, as we look at some of these highlights here from game number 2, Kodiaks, second seeded, SAGU number 18, but so far, only outscored 5-2. It's very close, very reasonable. SAGU still has a chance in this one. They just have to really get together and, I would say, probably control the ball at midfield a little better. I feel like the ball kind of gets to the middle and it's just bouncing around, and Kodiaks have been able to capitalize once or twice, but they've missed a lot of shots. We're seeing them, like right here, we're watching Silver. You've got to be careful and keep an eye on him. He is moving all over the field. All right, here we go. Game number 3, best of 7. SAGU, they do not want to go down 0 games to 3, so this is almost do or die for them. McTillian going to do a deep rotation right here. He's going to rotate all the way to the back.
He saw both
Muffin
of his teammates
Man,
got caught up.
almost, but not good enough. Here come the Lions. McTillian off the wall. He's Let's see if he can set something up to the middle. And a missed play. The 50-50 does not go the way of McTillian right here, as Silver just read that perfectly, and I think that was Juan Wick just not expecting that.
And if you're
Mac doesn't miss that very often.
Yeah, if you're in Juan Wick's position, if you're playing an online game, your teammates are not going to like you. But let's be honest, no matter what rank you're at, that happens to all of us, and we just got to kind of laugh at it and move on. The
precision of this game, you're playing fast-paced pool in real time, and every pixel counts. And Juan Wick almost got it back right there on a 50. That would have been sweet revenge, but as it stands, it's going to be possession here for the Kodiaks. Jay Hector's going up. He might be able to get a good shot on this.
Is he double tap?
He ran out of boost right there, but McTillian follows it up, and it is all tied up in game number 3.
Yeah, and right here, I don't know if they were communicating, but this is where communication comes in. If you're Jay Hector, the other team has no clue if you're hitting or not. But if you can tell your teammates ahead of time, hey, I'm not hitting this, they can be ready to go for it.
If it's available after the game, we might be able to see the replay there. But Jay Hector had run out of boost. You know, you need boost to fly around, but he just kept following the ball. And I think the Kodiaks thought he was going to go for a shot. And because he committed to block Jay Hector, that ended up just leaving McTillian open. And it looks too easy, but there was a lot going on right there.
Yeah, and if you're the Kodiaks there, you have to be able to cover both options for the Lions. And it's hard to do because you have to work together as a team. And it comes with that requires great communication.
If you're watching on Twitch, be sure to drop some comments in the chat. I'd love to know what you guys think of this game and what SAGU needs to do to come away with a game here. But how about these Kodiaks? They have played excellently tonight.
Oh, yeah. It's a good pop in the middle for the Kodiaks.
Good look for them, but no goal yet. Who else? Muffin Man going on. He goes for those passes off the back wall quite a bit.
Yeah. Juan Wick almost got himself in a bad position, but it was really good by him. He turned around on a dime and was able to help make that save.
McTillian, as a defensive play right there, he just makes the slightest touch and just puts the ball just a place out of danger. Speaking of danger, Muffin Man, who, again, off the wall, and that leads to another goal for the Kodiaks.
And if you're SAGU Gold, you have no choice. If you're Jay Hector, right, you have no choice but to try to defend this, and it puts you out of position because it's just a pass off the wall.
Yeah, Muffin Man. At this point, though, if I'm guessing next time, I'm going to guess he's going to just go for that pass.
Yeah.
But either way, Muffin Man doing a great job setting up his teammates.
Yeah, it was a very good play by the Kodiaks there.
Here comes IKY to Silver, a little bit wider than I think he was expecting. He's now a little out of position. Mactillion up the middle, almost gets that touch right there. Muffin Man might have just saved a goal. SAGU, they've scored 1 goal every game so far this series. They're going to need to find a way to do more than one. I mean, it's going to be very hard to shut out these Kodiaks.
Yeah, and like you said, just finding a way to put more than one in. I think you get 1 goal and you feel really good, and you have to be able to continue that.
Nice flick there by the Muffin Man, but not able to result in the goal for.
Love to see Jay Hector take this slow, but he sends it out.
Now, Muffin Man, by rank in this game, now these players, you can play online and ranked, and you win, you move up, you lose, you go down. Well, these teams, this is a division that's diamond or lower, but half the players on this pitch, just by playing this season, have just constantly improved, and they've moved up to what's called champion. And the Muffin Man is allegedly still at diamond, but he's playing out of his mind tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and, that just comes with playing Rocket League competitively. That competition drives you to be better and better, and you just end up ranking up. It comes pretty naturally, actually.
Earlier tonight, SAGU defeated Averett in 5 games, 4-1. They came in red hot. We wondered how the Kodiaks would do, and so far, these Canadians, they're apparently used to playing in the cold because they have shown up tonight.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of good Canadian players in RLCS, and so it's not rare for Canadians to be good at this game.
And right on cue, IKY, he's going to Muffin Man, who else? Off the back, and I guess flying, I think he actually missed. He was going for it, missed it. He's going to get the assist on that. But IKY, it's a 3-1 game, just like Game 2. How does SAGU respond? How are they going to dig down and find the goal that's going to get them back in the game?
Yeah, and the Kodiaks are really in control here. They're really good at noticing the small mistakes that Gold makes and capitalizing on them. But Gold, that's what they need to do. They need to notice the small mistakes and make sure they capitalize on it.
Mactillion, seems like he's struggled to get into his groove. Kodiak's doing a good job of just getting in his way, not letting him have one-on-one type opportunities. Flying Silver goes for a 50 here. He's got a teammate in the corner. But Jay Hector's going to get the block, and unfortunately not able to rotate. And Muffin Man, for all his assist, finally gets a goal of his own. Yeah,
we did see 1 Gold player almost get there for the save, but it's unfortunate. Just more patience from the Gold side. But from the Kodiak side, they're having great offense every single game. They're really dominating as far as controlling the ball goes.
As we now have the final seconds here, it's going to be tough for SAGU. It's unlikely to get a win. Was that Mactillion that just... Oh, no, that was Jay Hector was going for a double tap. Again, double taps when you get 2 taps off that back wall, able to put in a goal. As Flying Silver, they're keeping the pressure on right here. The clock is out, but as long as the ball doesn't touch the ground, this game keeps going. And I think both teams there, I don't know, this could be a game inside the game type thing. They want to keep this going. Hector's going to keep it up. He's not unable to. And the Kodiaks, 3-2-0 as IKY takes the MVP in game number 3.
Yeah, like I said, Kodiaks are really good at just dominating as far as controlling the ball goes, in possession. Yeah. It's a possession game, and if you can keep that possession, then you're going to do well. I would love to see – I think SAGU Gold is doing really good at knowing when to go for the ball. The issue is we're seeing multiple misses in a row. And when you see one miss, and you want, as your teammates, you want to be a little bit more careful, but you get multiple in a row, you get more than one guy overcommitted. That's not good in a 3v3 scenario because now it's a 1v3 because guys overcommitted are useless unless the ball is hit back forward, and that usually doesn't happen.
A couple of bright spots, though, for the Lions this series is, we're seeing Mactillion and Jay Hector get on the same page on that pass and shot. Oh, yeah. Comes Muffin Man. Oh, my. He is just so tricky. You have to go to block him, but if you don't, he gets that pass right to the middle off the back wall, and his teammates have been able to convert so far. IKY getting that MVP off of another bounce as we head to game number 4. SAGU, we've mentioned, they are the underdogs, but at this point, there's nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You're down 3-0. No one's expecting you to do anything. Time to play your game.
Yeah.
And on cue, Mactillion punches it in, and SAGU has what I believe is their first lead of the series.
Yeah, you know, and they kept the team pressure like what we've been seeing from the Kodiaks. We just saw from the Lions. Keeping that team pressure, you know, hit after hit after hit by different guys is amazing for the game of Rocket League.
A strong kickoff leads to a goal for the Lions. SAGU, the Lions, they are in the orange, the Kodiaks in the blue. Now the first 3 games, 2-1, favor of Lethbridge, the Kodiaks. Second game, 3-1. Third game, 4-1. So on trend,
Yeah.
this would be 5-1. But you honestly, it just doesn't matter in this game. You never know what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
As we see IKY here, he's going to have a chance here to put this one towards the goal in a dangerous spot. Gets it there. SAGU able to clear. Here comes Flying Silver. Pops it up. No one following. Should be an easy save for the Lions as they're just kind of going back and forth here. Again, like I mentioned this earlier, the control at midfield, I don't feel like either team has done exceptionally well. They get this touch. You see how the ball just kind of rolls. What does SAGU need to do to just get more control?
Work as a team, honestly. You know, like when you're clearing the ball, if there's already, like, look for your teammates. You want team clears. One guy kind of sends it to the corner, the other guy hits it up. Maybe sometimes your third guy is already up there, and you can hit it up to him. But, you know, team clears, passing each other on the defense side is important. As
right here, a miscue by all of the Lions, and the Muffin Man comes flying in. As right here, you'll see Juan Wick, you'll see Jay Hector. Man, it was just a little bit off from wherever their car was traveling. And,
yeah,
it's a 1-1 game.
I feel like we've seen this before. SAGU goes up 1-0, but I would love to see a different story this time around, and SAGU to go up 2-1 here.
Yeah, that would really change just the mental dynamics of what we've seen so far.
Yeah, you know, again, sometimes a change of pattern can be really good for a team.
Yeah, SAGU again against Averett, they were really rolling. And once they got rolling, they were kind of doing what Leth is doing right now, where they just kept scoring more every game until game 4. They really just clicked, and they haven't had that moment yet.
Yeah,
is this that moment right here? As the Muffin Man, unfortunately, is going to get, for once, he's going to receive a pass, and he's going to punch it in. Not bad for the quote-unquote lowest-ranked player on the team. He's doing okay.
Yeah, you know, and we're starting to see the momentum really shift to the Kodiak side. Momentum's such a big thing in a game of Rocket League because it's nonstop. You know, you get in these other games, some of these shooter games, and you have kind of breaks between rounds. Here you have no break, and so there's no really chance for that momentum to slow down.
As the Muffin Man he just has a nose for being where the ball is going to be. As here he comes on cue, goes for a 50. Kodiak's giving SAGU everything they can handle. They do not want to get eliminated in round 2. They want to get to the quarterfinals.
Oh, yeah.
Juan Wick traveling with the ball, but not really able to keep the ball just off his hood. Mactillion goes for a 50. If that goes well, we have a tie game. The opportunities, there's SAGU, they're looking for that creek. There's just the creek in the door, and Mactillion walks right in.
Yeah. Actually, something Mactillion did earlier in the game that I wanted to point out that I thought was amazing. He noticed he kind of snuck up too far. He let the other team bump him because it sent him back into the place he's supposed to be. I've done it a few times. It was something I loved. I was trying to point it out earlier, or I wanted to point it out earlier. But, you know, great play by Mactillion there as well to be ready for that, pass. Game
4, we said, you know, nothing to lose.
Yeah.
SAGU, they find a way to get their second goal, first time in the series. Now you start to wonder, maybe we can get one more. Mactillion's going to do a little bounce pass off the back wall. SAGU a little bit out of position here. Muffin Man trying to create something, as he normally does. Mactillion going for a 1v1. Would have liked a little bit more. Jay Hector dialing up his teammate. Here comes Juan Wick down the middle, but he was miscalculated that a bit.
Yeah.
See how it is. Mac Tillian able to keep the ball through midfield. Jay Hector, but he's a little bit too far outside. Juan Wick comes flying in, unable to get a touch on the ball. Jay Hector's got to do everything he can to keep 50. That. Very dangerous play in Rocket League. You typically want to have your front of your car going for those 50s. 50s, just two cars going for the ball at the same time. Flying Silver gets a nice touch, but that doesn't go in. But who else? IKY cleans up the mess. Kodiaks up.
A couple offensive miscues for SAGU, and you hate to see it, but Kodiak's doing a great job at taking advantage of what they're given and going up on offense and making a play.
SAGU probably here. Expect them to move forward and take some more chances here on the offensive side. Here goes Jay Hector. That's what worked for them to start this game, getting the kickoff goal. So they might just have to play with reckless abandon and
go very offensive here. You have nothing to lose.
Well, these Kodiaks, man, they do a great job of getting in position, and again, that aggressiveness is unfortunately not rewarded for SAGU as the Muffin Man. Another back pass, or another bounce pass off the backboard, results in a goal for IKY.
Yeah, you know, that's what we've been seeing over and over is those passes off the wall, off the backboard. They come back, and there's someone ready to shoot. And SAGU's a little out of position, not bad, but it's just enough for the Kodiaks to score a goal.
Now SAGU Gold, as this is going to be a touch right here that should have gone for SAGU. But unfortunately, for the Lions, an incredible save by the Muffin Man. As the Lions here, they're just looking for anything. Mac Tilling's going to just kind of touch the corner. Tricky hop. Is Jay Hector coming in? He is, but Juan Wick, he's going to actually get that.
Okay.
Juan Wick does this so many times.
I was thinking he needed to just take possession, kind of set himself up for a better shot. But he just took it, and it was enough. It was good. What a shot by Juan Wick.
See, he knows what you're expecting, and so he does what you would least expect, and it's so effective. And his goals, he does it. Muffin Man, is he going to get an empty net goal here? Well, he did, basically. It's a kickoff goal, and that's might just close the book on the SAGU Gold team for this series.
I thought Jay Hector was going to be able to hit this, but,
Yeah, he came in, but not quick enough.
Can't always expect what the ball's going to do.
You know, this Gold team, it was going to be a long shot to make the playoffs. They made the playoffs, and not only that, they got their first win in the playoffs, and unfortunately had to go up against Goliath, unable to get the win as the Kodiaks are going to come away with the series win. They advance to the quarterfinals. And deservedly so. Yeah.
You know, the Kodiaks are the #2 seed for a reason. Very good team. You know, hats off to them. What a great run by the SAGU Gold team.
Yeah.
They were on a 3-game win streak going into this game. They at one point in the season they were 2-4 and had to win their last 2 games to even make the playoffs, and they did it. And then they were able to win that first playoff game against a team that technically was a higher seed to them. It was a great run for the SAGU line or the SAGU Gold team. You know, it's always tough to see it in, but there's a bright future ahead for all 3 of these players going into our future seasons.
Yeah, these players, you know you're going to be seeing them. They just improve so much in their game sense, their mechanics. Unfortunately, they had to play a team that is a little bit ahead of them, but you just saw a few bright spots. Juan Wick being at the very end when you're down 2 goals. He finds a way to just come through and just be very clutch, and that clutch gene's hard to find.
Yeah, and you know I'm actually very proud when I watch Juan Wick because I've done a lot of one-on-one time with him, coaching him, helping him out, get him a little bit better. I can only coach so much because you know there's only so much that I know before you get to a certain point. But just to be able to see him progress from where he was probably 7-8 months ago is incredible. So hats off to Juan Wick. I'm very proud when I get to watch him play and show off like he did in this goal.
And that goal is the one we were just talking about right there. Congratulations to Lethbridge and the Kodiaks. A great series. They were the better team in this series, and hopefully SAGU, they are going to learn from this, and maybe next year they'll be the ones at the 2nd seed moving on. Tomorrow night, we have playoffs all week here on the SAGU Sports Network. We had Smash on Monday. They advanced to the championship game. Valorant, they had 2 games last night. They advanced to round 2. tonight, SAGU Gold, they advanced to round 2. SAGU Purple
Yeah.
in Rocket League tomorrow night. I believe you're on this team.
Yes,
So you've got to what are you expecting heading into your first playoffs for ECAC?
This is my first playoffs. Kind of. I have been technically on the roster for playoff teams before.
But you're starting now.
Yeah, but now I'm starting.
Playing.
And there's only been one other season before I've started. It was the first year we had first semester we had a SAGU Purple team, and we went 2-6, didn't make the playoffs. So this is an amazing leap from there. Improvement. I love all of my teammates. I think they're great. We're playing against Long Island University. They're the 5 seed. We're the 12 seed.
Yeah.
They are the 5 seed for a reason. They're really good, and so we're expecting a really good game going into it. But if I'm going to be honest, I'm very confident. I think we can come away with a good win tomorrow.
Yeah. Now, we got a 5 seed and 12 seed, Long Island. Now, if you were to win, you would play the 13 seed. They upset the number 4 seed tonight.
Oh, no way.
So, yeah, Barron Rocket League, they lost 4-1 to the Pilots of BU.
Wow.
So
we actually were supposed to play them earlier this season, and we requested a reschedule because I wasn't able to play at that time, and they denied the reschedule.
So it ended up being a forfeit. Well, Pilots, they have advanced to the quarterfinals, so if you are able to beat Long Island, you're going to be a 12 seed against a 13 seed. It's like March Madness here in Rocket League.
Oh, it's the BU Pirates, they upset BRIN?
They did,
Okay, so BRIN is who we were supposed to play.
Okay.
Yeah, the BU Pilots actually played SAGU Gold earlier
and
this
they
season.
have been eliminated now. So this could be crazy here tomorrow night. Make sure you are watching as SAGU Purple, they would like a crack here at the Pilots because if you win, you are now in the semifinals.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot happening next week. Smash Brothers, let's give a little credit. They advanced the championship game. That championship game is Monday night, 7 o'clock, right here on SAGU Esports on Twitch and on SAGU Sports Network. So make sure you're connecting with us, that you are following on Twitter and Instagram. And if not, you need to get on the Discord. Like, if that is where all the action happens, you could talk to the players that are playing the games that you watch tonight. They hang out on there if you want to just talk, ask questions, get tips. That is the place to be. All right, final thoughts before we wrap up and head to tomorrow night's playoff game.
Yeah, final thoughts. I'm just excited where this program is going, especially being in the playoffs. Get me more excited. Tomorrow night we also have Madden playing for playoffs. We have 2 Madden players, and to see them play, one is getting a rematch against a guy he already beat earlier this season. So being able to see that, I'm excited to play for SAGU Purple. I think we have a chance to win the whole thing. And then, like you said, Smash for the 2nd straight season in the championship game. I'm excited for that. Make sure you guys tune in for that stuff.
Yeah, so SAGU, again, Monday night, they'll be pursuing their first championship in Super Smash Brothers, so be there. Then tomorrow night, Rocket League, SAGU Purple. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching the SAGU Sports Network. Make sure you follow at SAGU Esports and at SAGU Sports Network wherever you hang out. And for those of us here in Waxahachie, Texas, this has been a presentation of the SAGU Sports Network. Have a good night.